down for the drills. That's anywhere, that's anytime, you can still get pills. I'm aiming for wigs, so I'm aiming to kill. Set up in the men's, don't give a fuck, you can still get drilled. All I wanna do is crush that porn. My niggas them told me make peace before you go to war. I said fuck that, I wanna drill now and then drill some more. Smoke my man in the face, yeah that point got scored. Couldn't give a toss about law. Niggas no CP. More time if it was done by the 7, it was done by me. I ride for my G's, put my heart on the streets. So if you see me, that's not my teeth. So chat tough and I'm spinning round. Ask the ops how that spin the sounds. When I spin the bangs, try and know that's a nigga down. And where I'm from, we always know to keep things around. All the risks that the team be taking. That's why my nigga Nero's money.
All right, Michael.
Yeah, what's happening? What you want to talk about, bro?
Could talk about Devin Haney. Not Devin Haney. We could talk about Teofimo Lopez if you want.
Yeah, I mean, I said it the other day, man, and I see people, saying it online and stuff like that. Charles Miller and Sports Advantage and Gil Cole said, "What's up, Laws?"
Yeah, saying salute to him now. Salute to you all.
Right. Yeah, people could say whatever they want to. You know what I'm saying? I don't hear anybody talking about the numbers that Teofimo Lopez do. I don't hear anybody say about the numbers that Lomachenko does. I'm talking about the broadcasting numbers, not the house seats. Because the broadcasting is where a lot of people get that's where the majority of the money comes from. So I don't hear that argument. The only arguments I hear is who this guy fought, who that guy found, how many belts this person got, blah, 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 would do a whoop. Don't really matter how many belts anybody got. It really matters about who brings the most to the table to this fight, and if I want to say that Wilder can go out there and ask for the fuck he want to ask for in reason, then I'm gonna give Teofimo Lopez that same right. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna sit up over here and say he can't do what he needs to, what he feels like he needs to do by i.e. naming his price on what he's willing to take for these fights. I don't see what the big deal is. And for sure, we don't even know how much he's asking for more and all this stuff. And we know that, and we already can assume that Frank Warren is already a penny pincher and already this Scrooge without the COVID. So, people could say whatever they want to. I don't think I don't think it's worth the damn to even really talk about, especially if you're going to say that Teal is ducking his dude because of money. I'm like, yeah, whatever, man. What did you say about you were just saying this about Wilder, like, you know what I'm saying? So
yeah, I mean, it's a shame, really, because I was looking forward to that fight. I would have thought it'd have been a really good fight. The only thing is now, who will Lomachenko face if the fight is completely off?
What up, Will Magic Man? I don't know. He gonna fight whoever he wants to. That's what he gonna do. Well, not whoever he wants to, but
I'm just saying is who do you think will be his opposition?
I don't know. I don't even think it'd be Tank.
Yeah, I can't see it being Tank. No chance, because he's wrapped up with who's it? Isn't he? Oh God, who's it? Leo Santa Cruz.
Nah, they ain't signed none yet, I believe.
I thought it was happening in November.
They said it, but I don't think anybody's signed anything yet. I don't think it's written in stone. No, I don't think it's written in stone yet.
I swear it is.
Nah, I think the sanctioning body mandated it, but I don't think they signed off on the fight yet. Like both fighters sitting up over here, negotiated, signed the contract. I don't think they've done that yet.
All right. Salute to you, Will. Well, Magic Man and Derek Bailey and Odd Fella. Salute to you all. If anyone wants to get on, you're more than welcome. Get the smokers, but Theo tweeted they are in negotiations. All right. Okay, that sounds good then. That's more like it. Because it's a good fight. Because I know for a fact that, well, we all know that Lomachenko's his end is. I thought he had wrapped his side up last week.
Say again?
I said, yeah, I'll get ivandirect@gmail.com. Is that a new one? Let me just invite Odd Fella.
What was you saying now?
Just one sec, mate. I was saying that for fuck's sake. Yeah, I've got you. Just one sec, I'm sending Odd Fella this link. Yeah, I was saying that Lomachenko was all wrapped up and done. I've just sent it to you, Odd Fella. Check your email, bro. Lomachenko did all his deals last week, didn't he?
Say again?
I said Lomachenko signed his half of the contract last week.
I don't know who signed what. You know what I'm saying?
He did. Yeah, he signed it, and it was a done deal. He did his side last week.
I'm like, where you get that from?
I read it.
That's what I'm saying. Is like we read Lomachenko didn't ask for no franchise shit either, but you know what I'm saying? You know, I just don't believe. I'm not believing nothing until I see it, man. Until they got a venue date and all that stuff, I'm not caring nothing about these dudes.
I know, but you can't be negative like that, though, Mike.
That's not negative. That's not negative because he signed it. Hold up. Because I'm gonna tell you why. It's not negative. Because if I say I'm not going to really care about it to the fight is made, because I don't want to put too much energy and invest in these and boost up these guys when the fight doesn't go through. One dude signing one half of the contract doesn't mean the other guy won't do anything to that contract and send it back to him.
Yeah, I know, but you don't. You sound like you're like saying like.
No, because before we started, I explained it to you already. It's not about that. It's about, like I said, I'm gonna say it again. I'm not going to invest too much time in some of this shit, and then the fights don't go through. See what I'm saying?
That's why people like me and you and other people other people up and down all boxing channels and YouTube, and that's why we've got to make a stance about it, haven't we? Got to talk about it.
No, I mean my stance
draw
about
attention to him.
No, not to draw attention to him, because there's negative side effects to that, in my opinion. And the reason why I'm not going to do it is because these guys are prancing around over here, not giving us the fights that we want.
Exactly. That's why I'm saying that we should talk about it.
No, we just talked about it, but I'm telling you, we just talked about it. And I'm telling you, I'm just not too invested. I'm not too invested in talking about the stuff because the fight ain't made yet. So when the fight is made, then I'm gonna be vested into talk about it. But I'm not going to sit up over here and act like me sit up over here and everybody else talking about them on Facebook is going to bring more likes to these fights happening. It's not. It's going to bring more fucking disappointment because they're not going to give the fights.
Yeah, well, I see it different to you because I think the more that we talk about it, and well, what I'm trying to say is the more that we roast them for not fighting, the more chance that you might have a chance of them making a fight. If all the media and boxing channels and stuff like that are talking about them, why aren't they fighting one another?
Yeah, but and like I said about Teofimo Lopez earlier, it's like we really don't know. You know what I'm saying? We'll never know unless they come out and they like show us the emails, all this other stuff. It's always gonna be a fucking he said, she said ordeal, and who wants to get into bullshit like that? Like, well, he said this and this guy said that, and I'm like, man.
Yeah, I understand that, Mike. I'm not talking about like that. I'm just saying that if fighters, I know where you're coming from. I'm not one of them people myself. I'm not a he say she says channel. So me, odd fella, salute odd fella. But what I'm saying,
salute to the fan. You know what I mean? Salute to the LDBC. Salute to the chat. You know what I mean? Salute Michael Johnson.
you, bro.
You know, dig. I hear y'all going back and forth on this little, you know what I mean, on this topic. Loma versus Teofimo. My take on it, I believe it's a $5 million fight, and this is just a negotiation tactic that Team Teofimo is using just to get a little bit more money. I think the fight's gonna happen. You know what I mean? So, in opposition to Michael Johnson, I believe it is something worth talking about. You know what I mean? Because it is a fight that's supposedly booked for I believe September the 19th, and it's gonna happen in the Las Vegas bubble. So we do know there's a venue and there is a tentative date. So I believe it's worth talking about.
Yeah, me too.
Y'all could go ahead because I don't see the fight happening. That's my opinion. I don't know when the last time you guys been on Teofimo Lopez's Twitter, or if y'all even follow him, and I don't know if you guys quite understand where I'm getting at with why I don't want to talk about it, because these guys are going to keep doing the same shit. I'm going to talk about the fights that I do know that's happening, and then in between that, I might talk about fights that should be happening. That's how I'm gonna do mine. I'm not going to give people no shine that's not. I'm the consumer, and I don't have no power on no say on what you guys do, rather than turn off the TV. And I always advocate that, but I'm not going to sit up over here and give people more buzz feeds when they're not going to give us the fights that they're not going to give us the fights that we deserve. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's to me you plan it into like some. You playing into their narrative about boosting them up. The same way when Frank Warren and Edward Hearn with all this shit talking about having these primetime fights and stuff like that. Yeah, they sound good and all that. But see how fast these folks, they clambered onto that to talk about it, to create buzz for it and all that stuff, knowing now well that they've been getting fucked over and out with fights and stuff like that. Now they just created more buzz for them to get people more interested in the boxing. And I guarantee they ain't going to get them fucking fights.
Yeah, but Mike, I understand what you're saying, bro. But my perspective on it is, if we don't talk about him not fighting him, I totally agree with what you said before. I'm not one of them people who says, oh, he said this, breaking news, he said that, and I'm not one of them people. But I'm a big believer in that channels and media and writers or anyone who's in the boxing world should pull these up, should pull them up, and they should talk about why is he not fighting him?
No,
what's going wrong?
No, because
hang on a minute. Let me finish a minute.
You're saying something I did not say.
Pardon?
You saying something I did not say. I said then later on you can go through and talk about the fights that should be happening that you won't. That's what I said.
Well, I think from the get-go that you should be talking about fights that you want.
No, that's what I said. It's like you making it seem like I didn't say that. That's what I'm saying.
No, I'm not. I'm just saying how I see it. I'm saying how I see it. Like Oddfellow said, we should be talking about it because there's a 99.9% chance. Well, I won't say 99.9%, but there's definitely a 90% chance that the fight is going to happen. And if it doesn't, then we need to pull Teofimo Lopez or Lomachenko, which one ever it was, if negotiations have broke down, they need to be pulled up and addressed. Like Uzi, like Black did a great video before calling him a low budget Keith Thurman. But he was right what he was saying. If he doesn't make this fight, and I listened to someone, I forgot who it was last night, but I was listening to someone's live stream, and they were talking about it, and they were saying the guy's always on Twitter calling out Devin Haney, giving him grief on about his lips and saying things about him and saying he can beat him and beat this. And if the guy don't make the fight, then he's just gonna he'll get roasted, and then people will lose interest in him. That's how he'll lose fans. So he'll have to fucking make a fight with someone.
Yeah, but that isn't. But see, that's what I be saying is like, you can't. You can say whatever you want to and stuff like that about fighters, but just because you call out somebody doesn't mean you have to take whatever the fuck they give you. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying earlier. Hold up. And the reason why, and the reason why I'm saying it is because we have given fighters passes in the past. We have given fighters that called out other fighters that did the same thing, and we have given them a pass in the past. I mean, this is boxing. Lomachenko, he gonna sit up over there. He gonna I guess since they feel like they the A side, they're gonna give an offer to somebody. They probably gonna go back and forth, and they're gonna be the sole bearers of really saying no, we're not going to take that. You know what I'm saying? So it's really up to them. If, like you said, if it's supposed to be a $5 million fight, if it's supposed to be a $5 million fight during COVID, you know what I'm saying? Then how come y'all just can't do it a 75? 60-40, 50-50, a 60-40 lion share for the winner. You know what I'm saying? It's like if you guys are really, both of the fighters was more really worried about being the top dog in their division. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people want to say, well, you go in here and you beat Lomachenko and you get paid more money in the future. That's not necessarily true. That's not necessarily true. We could go to Ward and we could disprove that, and we could go to other fighters and disprove that. Belts don't bring in the bread. So
listen, the 130. Can I bring Godfella in? The 135 division is stacked. It's stacked with great talent. They all should be fighting each other. And if these two make the fight, then surely that's got a plant, or hopefully that will plant a seed. The rest of them to start fighting one another. And if not, they should be criticised. Go on, Oddfellow. Sorry, bro.
I agree with the sentiments of both of y'all, but at the same time, I got to look at it from the promoter's standpoint. And Top Rank, I believe, was counting on that card. You know what I mean? That was allegedly supposed to be a pay-per-view. They don't have any other big fights scheduled on the horizon other than Tyson Fury against Wilder, and we know that's all the way in December. You know what I mean? This fight was nicely situated in September. So Top Rank was definitely counting on this card. You know what I mean? And that's why I believe at the end of the day, they'll come up off of their wallet and give Teofimo a little bit more money to make this fight happen. Because
that's a very good
the landscape right now with competing promotions, the PBC is now back up and running. Fox is about to release their schedule. We see what Showtime their schedule is like. They've populated the dates with fights. Now DAZN is trying to get their start back. So Top Rank, they started off first, but they're close. They're in the midst. They're in danger of losing. You know what I mean? Some the little momentum they did gain from starting first by not coming through with this fight, because the fans, yeah, we got our little appetite with these up and coming stars and up and coming prospects that they've been showcasing, but now we have more of an appetite. We always had the appetite for big box office fights, and this represented a big box office fight for Top Rank. So once again, I think it's important for them to come through, come up off of their wallet and pay Teofimo. And another situation that this compares to is Jorge Masvidal. For months and months, he was going back and forth with UFC and Dana White about his pay.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. You had a good point there, because
He's still talking.
Dana
sorry.
come correct his pay. Yeah, go ahead. You can cut me off. You can cut me off there, because
Yeah, go ahead.
I mean, that was pretty much the gist of it.
I mean, I don't.
You're all right.
I don't think anybody is making money this year, and I don't think even if they did make any money off of a pay-per-view in September, that money is already going to be gone because of outstanding bills or obligations. Everybody is feeling the wrath of this COVID, and the way I put it is, if Top Rank can't foot the bill for Teofimo, they're going to find somebody else. They're going to find somebody else they can break even or come to the same cost as this fight and get that later on and make more money based off of their projections of how many people they're going to be able to sit in the stadium, how many people they're going to get on pay-per-views if this COVID happens to open back up. I just don't. It could happen. The fight could happen. You could very well be right. I just don't think they have enough, and they wanted to be breaking off people because they ain't gonna get it back.
Yeah, but Mike, that's where I agree. Excuse me. That's where I agree with Oddfella. I think the fight will happen because they've only got the Tyson Fury Wilder fight. Because let's face it, Terence Crawford ain't gonna fight no one, is he? Bud ain't fighting no one.
Yeah, but
so
go ahead.
Who else have they got?
Then you have to also think about this, Laws. They're not losing money per se.
No, I'm not saying they are, but I'm saying they need that money.
I'm gonna explain it. They're not losing money per se. If there's no fights, they're not losing money. See what I'm saying? Because Top Rank is the one that has the setup. They get the fights, they get the venue, they get all the stuff in there, they get the TV, they get all these presses and stuff like that. See what I'm saying? And
yeah,
so,
but if they ain't got no one fighting, surely they're going to be losing money.
They're not losing money per se. Like, what are they going to lose money on?
They ain't going to be earning any.
Maybe not lose money per se, but lose credibility within the corporation, because the Top Rank does have that they are working for ESPN.
No, I mean, I put it like this: everybody is hurting through this COVID. The only way you can say that they're losing money is if you say the lawyers that they have, the PR people they pay to do the PR, the people that they have contracts out that they have to obligate and stuff like that. I don't think anybody, Top Rank, PBC, and Salido, I don't think anybody is going to lose credibility with any of these networks, because they already know the dynamics of boxing already before this COVID happened. But then also they're going to make money. ESPN, Showtime, Fox is not just going to host a fight and not know that they're going to make money or already have that money up front. See what I'm saying? So regardless of the fact, they're going to air whatever fights that's going to suit their narrative for how much money they're going to make. So it's not going to really matter, because if people are not going to get these fights, but you know, you could do the apples and oranges things with the UFC and say boxing, that's apples and oranges. But you're just not going to get everything that you want. and during this COVID. And some of the stuff, if you say on the promoter aspect of giving some of the fights right now, when you could basically probably hold out until November, December, January, and then have a full house because of COVID's over. Who knows?
Sorry.
That's slim to none. We really don't know if by December, by even February in next year, 2021, that things are going to be back to normal, where you can pack the house and have capacity and whatnot.
That's what I said.
So I think promoters have now, that's why we see multiple bubbles. Showtime has now built a bubble in Connecticut. We have Eddie Hearn in his garden. We have BT Sports in the UK, and they have their bubble in London. They're now adapting to what's going on in COVID. You know what I mean, with this pandemic.
Yeah, I mean that's what Edward Hearn did at the plantation and the bubble. Those are all like understandable ideas, so you can get the fights. You see what I'm saying? So you can get fights and through like the legal ramifications during these COVID times, because there's things that you have to abide by to have these events during these COVID times. You gotta have these bubbles. You can't be having cross contamination between camps and between the two camps or how many camps you got during that night. Those are all completely understandable. But I'm just talking about the simple fact is that we just might not just get these fights, and COVID might be the underlying. COVID is is one of them. It's an excuse. Is one of the underlying factors into why we're not going to get some of these fights. You know what I'm saying? And the byproduct of that will be, money, by way of these who's going to watch it on TV, who's going to watch it at live live in the color at the event and stuff like that, and the pressers, traveling from here, traveling from there, doing pressers, right. The weigh-ins, all this other type of stuff that leads into having big smorgasbords of fights. So I'm thinking that they already looking at that. Hell, they was insinuating about when the COVID is gonna get lifted and stuff like that since from day one. They tried it out, didn't work out. The best move somebody probably did was to save money was Edward Hearn. Put it in his own backyard. You know what I'm saying? Povetkin, Dillian White, and all them cats gonna have to go to a bubble as well. I mean, you're gonna give the fights.
I mean, the writing's on the wall. Look what Frank Warren Fish Eyes just put out. I think it was today, this morning, or yesterday. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah, when he called out Matchroom, he's not calling out any American promoters, any of the top American. He called out Matchroom. You know what I mean? To get matchups done within the UK, pretty much top level domestic fights. But the underlying statement there is that it's going to be hard for these fighters to be traveling during these pandemics. So let's get these top level. Let's break down the wall, the promotional obstacles that's going on between Queensberry Promotions and Matchroom Promotions, and get these big fights done. You know what I mean? COVID's here. I'm not going to say it's here to stay, but they're thinking about it long term. You know what I mean? When you got a promoter, a top promoter in UK coming out with a statement like that, trying to end the Cold War that's been going on for decades, decades between Queensbridge and Matchroom. I mean, that speaks volumes to me.
Yeah. And it's not just that as well, Oddfellow. What I was because I never thought anything like this would ever even be laid out on the table, let alone put to one another. It's a simple fact between the sports networks as well. Well, because you've got Sky, who are the biggest sports network over here, but BT over the last 5 or 6 years have taken a big slice of the cake from Sky, i.e. football, rugby, boxing, European football, just all stuff like that. So with, like you say, sorry, Mike, just quickly.
No, go ahead.
With Frank Warren and Queensbury and Matchroom have hated each other from 20, 30 years ago, maybe even more. That you've got them two promoters what don't like each other, as well as the two biggest sports networks over here competing for one another. That's why I think if they actually, like Oddfellow said, if they do make things like this, top level domestic fights, like you said before, Mike, it's a good thing for us over here.
Yeah, but I mean, my whole thing is it's a very good idea from Frank Warren to get it popping with Edward Hearn, but we all know why he's doing it. I mean, they really don't have any other choice but to do this thing. And Edward Hearn got a good setup in his setup on the plantation.
Plantation.
So at the big house, you know what I'm saying, over there on Candyland, he got a nice little setup. The bubble thing, put them in the bubble. You already got the ring and everything. You got the dudes cleaning the ring after each match. I mean, yeah, going to do it, but I know it's kind of everybody hurting. Everybody needs some money. You know what I'm saying? But I just don't see why it's like people are just such in a rush. Like I'm not in a rush yet. There's fights out here I want to see and stuff like that. But when people is out here climbing and stuff like that, especially promoters to do stuff like that, it's like what's that word? Not sporadic, but like motherfucker hungry. The motherfucker's hungry, like starving. I mean, you got to watch these motherfuckers.
Yeah, but Mike, they're probably doing it for the simple reason that they haven't done anything for months because of the COVID. So that's why they'll be doing it now.
Well,
try and make all these fights.
I mean, but and it's an opportunity time to get rid of this motherfucker. Because I think it really started from people talking about who got the best stables. Because you watched the interview, old Fish Eyes is like, well, I don't like to use the word stables, but that's what people around here saying who got the best fighters and stuff like that out of me and him. And so what better way to do it is to showcase something like this. You know what I'm saying? We can get together, blah, 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 whoop, whoop, whoop. And so that's what really caused it. It wasn't a cause of giving the fans what they want. That part sounds good as fuck, right? But it was really caused by like people over there, and then he really hit on it. It was like, you got all these bots on social media, like, saying all kind of things over and over and over and over again, the same shit, from 5-10 different people, the same, it's written the same and all that shit, bots, you know what I'm saying? So he wanted to get rid of the dude. That's what he wanted to do. After Anthony Joshua, it's going to look real grim for, if Anthony Joshua loses his belt, yeah, he could probably come back and get it again, but it's going to be looking slim for Matchroom Boxing.
Well, funny you just should say that. Just before we come on air, I was just reading something at what's in tomorrow's, I think it was the Sun, tomorrow's paper, and it was saying on Google that this could be the start of the door opening between Joshua and Tyson Fury talks. But I was thinking to myself, well, you shouldn't really be writing shit like that, because at the end of the day, he's got a third fight with Wilder, so there's no outcome of who's going to win that yet, so you shouldn't be saying that. But I was sort of thinking, is this I don't know. I don't know.
I mean, you do know. See, articles like that. Go ahead, Loss.
No, go on, bro. Go on.
Article like that is the byproduct of motherfucker not having an imagination, motherfucker not being can't come up with good talking points for boxing articles. You go up over here and just say the most dumbest shit someone could ever say. People have already been insinuating that Anthony Joshua and Fury have been negotiating way before these two talks of the battle for the UK. You see what I'm saying? People already been talking about this. They even had the mob boss get involved. You see what I'm saying? Anthony Joshua found Tyson Fury and driving by in his car snorting cocaine. You know what I'm saying? So when they write articles like that, because that's their buzz, they look at their statistics and stuff like that on their spreadsheets, and they know which what's going to cause people to go up in there and read these articles. They know they've been watching. They know if they write an article this way and they say certain things, and not only will it get people up in there, but then they notice how social media reacts to the way they write articles. See what I'm saying? So they creating buzz, and a lot of these articles, a lot of these newspaper companies, their main thing is to create buzz for Anthony Joshua versus Fury, not Fury versus Deontay Wilder. And this has been going on for months. We have a third fight coming up, and nobody is even writing articles or even insinuating how this third fight is going to fucking go down. You see what I'm saying? And people wonder why. And people wonder why, like, a lot of folks over here don't get no respect from writing these articles. Why would you want to read that? Why would you want to go over there, and why would you trust them to properly transcribe an article? Transcribe a piece of audio from a boxer. You see what I'm saying? And put it on their website. If they write trash like this, if they write trash about Earl Spence, see what I'm saying? If you want to say Anthony Joshua versus Fury next, why should I trust you? Because you're writing trash.
Oh, I know, yeah. But yeah, I know what you're saying, Mike. Because like I say, as soon as I heard the announcement that Frank Warren had put this towards Sky and Matchroom, the first thing what did come into my mind was this could be a stunt for the negotiations of Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua. But then, like you say, I thought to myself, well, you shouldn't be doing this because he's got a third fight yet, so you shouldn't be doing that. But yeah, I agree with what you're saying about them writing shit about the articles and that. But at the same time,
Laws, how can you talk about this fight is these two, the battle of the UK? That's what I call it. How can you say that goes into that help negotiations or anything? Or lead? No, you didn't say that. You said it would. What the article say? Lead to?
Yeah, it could lead to negotiations.
No, but that's the thing. Is like they already negotiated. They already talked about the fight.
Oh, I know. Yeah, but what I'm saying though, Mike. What I'm saying is, it's just. I suppose by them saying that though, it's just drawing people's interest, isn't it? It's keeping people's interest at bay, hoping that fans don't forget about it.
Well, that part right there, yeah.
Because
forget about part, yeah.
If it does happen, then obviously they're gonna make a shitload of money between both networks, both managers, both fighters, and everything.
Like I said, Laws, but between them three dudes, whoever wins and goes to UK, the fights are only going to get bigger until somebody reigns supreme. I don't care if the fight is over here or over in the UK. I don't give a fuck what Edward Hearn says that the UK met his plateau for pay-per-view sales. Like, I don't think so. I don't think so. I was like, if Deontay Wilder happens to beat Tyson Fury, and then Anthony Joshua and Deontay Wilder have a fight over here and a fight over there, I'm telling you, man, I don't care if it's COVID or not. It's like people is not going to fucking sit up over here and not buy those pay-per-views.
Yeah.
And we ain't talking about Tank Davis versus the hallway monitor.
Tank Davis versus the what?
No, hallway monitor. You know the fucking kid they entrust to be the good student, to snitch on the other students.
Fucking hell, man. Salute, Pep. How are you?
Yeah, what's up, Pep?
Yeah,
hey, y'all. Hold on. I'm gonna go to the store real quick. I'll be back in like 5 minutes.
Yeah, man.
Hey, some chewing tobacco.
Salute, art fella. Salute to you, Loss. Yeah, what are you guys talking about? You guys just rumbling around, or is it like a specific topic?
Feedback, Phil.
Salute, bro.
Yo, first and foremost, yeah, let me salute to you because I mean, you've been putting up those dope uploads of the you know what I mean, those UK heavyweight prospects, you know what I mean? I think I caught the Joe Joyce fight off of one of your uploads, and as well as the last one, the Fabio Wardley, who I've been speaking highly of for like years
Yeah, he
now.
looks
So
great. He
salute
does.
to you.
Yeah, they took it
Yeah.
down, man. They took it down, the Fabio Wardley. I think that you can watch it if you're in certain countries, but I think if you're in America and in the UK, you can't watch it. But I don't know, like
Hey,
some
Pat,
countries can watch it now. They took it down now.
check this out, bro.
Yeah.
This is I fucking hell, mate. This is how much YouTube hate on me, bro. How the hell? I don't like saying this, but anyway, if you've uploaded, what fights did you upload? Was it
Uh,
the other week? The
it
Joe
depends.
Joyce fight.
Yeah, I uploaded Joe Joyce.
Yeah.
That
I uploaded today because I thought to myself, I was maybe gonna do 10 videos of old knockouts, like old classic knockouts. I did George Foreman and Ron Lyle last night. So today I thought I'll do Bradis Prescott versus Amir Khan. So I uploaded the fight, and I only uploaded 1 minute 57 seconds of the fight. Fucking hell, man! It wasn't even on YouTube 5 minutes, and they took it down. And it said when I appealed against it, said because of Frank Warren Queensbury company. I was like, what? But when I looked, there was loads of different channels what had the fight up. But never mind, it's what it
it's
is.
because of my channel is quite new. I think the zone they don't fuck with me. Like the zone, like the Fabio Wardley fight, they took it down, but then they're saying like certain countries can watch it. But the first few hours, like you guys watched it, I think, and it was alright. But now, it's not on there no more. So it depends, and it depends. It's just your luck and all that. With the BBC, like if you upload any BBC fights, you get like I get like a copyright strike, and it says like Heyman
same with
production and stuff like
Showtime,
that.
that is, bro.
Yeah,
Anything
I don't
like
fuck with that.
CBS or Showtime.
Yeah.
But the thing
Nah.
is, this is a channel. Remember, I had Oddfella, you were here, weren't you, bro? I had fucking 4 live streams in a row. I did 4 live streams in a weekend, and all 4 of them got taken down. And you were here once, Oddfella, weren't you, when we was reading off the lineal website? I was only reading it.
Yeah. I remember that. I remember that day. Yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah. So what we were talking about anyway, we were talking about Teofimo Lopez. Is this fight gonna happen? And then we sort of slid in between Eddie and Frank Warren joining forces. So it's on you, Pat.
Yeah, I mean, Teofimo Lopez, the fight, I don't know if it's gonna happen. They haven't cancelled it yet, but it looks like it's not gonna happen so far because of money. It's always about money, but people are saying like Teofimo Lopez is ducking. You can only say ducking if someone is like scared, if someone doesn't want to fight. The kid wants to fight. It's just like he's not getting paid what he deserves. He wants more than 1.2 million. It's up to him. This is prize fighting. So if he says like, I want more money, who are we to say like he's ducking? So, at the end of the day, Bob Arum, he's putting this fight on pay-per-view. So, put the money up. I'm sure like, I think Lomachenko said in the past, he'll fight Tank Davis for free. So why don't he, give a bit of his purse to Teofimo Lopez so the fight can happen? I don't know, man. These guys are just messing us up. But like, it's just this fight. I was looking forward. Like, I thought it was already signed in March, and now I'm hearing, they're still like talking about it, like negotiating and all that. So, fuck knows, man.
Yeah, but that's what we were saying before, wasn't it, Oddfella? Mike was saying, well, I'm not that interested. I don't know. I sometimes get the vibe that Mike seems a little bit negative towards things. I mean, he can say what he wants, but that's just my feeling. Me personally, I think, like I said to Oddfella, I'm not one of them people who's a he say, she say channel. he said that breaking news. Fuck that. But if these fighters aren't fighting, then we should talk about it, and we should pull them up and address them, and we should also talk about it because the fight's what we're looking forward to. And if they don't happen, then rightly so, we should speak about it. That's what I think, anyway. What about you,
Yeah,
odd fella?
Most definitely. Um, like I said, I believe once again the fight will happen. This is just a Team Tiafimo negotiation tactic. You know what I mean? Just to get a little bit more money out of the situation due to the times that we're in now. It's a $5 million fight. I think Lomachenko is getting $3 million, and they got Tiafimo slated for 1.2. I think he's looking at it like, yo, let me get 2 million. And then if
Yeah.
Bob offers them a 1.8 or a 1.7, yeah, that's good enough, and we can get in the ring. That's the way I see it. At the end of the day, if the fight totally breaks down, Team Tiafimo, the young Tiafimo, runs the chance of kind of like shooting his career in the foot, because Top Rank, Bob Arum can ruin a career quickly. I don't know how long Tiafimo signed up for Top Rank, but he better not bite too hard. You know what I mean? The hand that feeds him, because if he doesn't come through with this fight, yeah, there is a chance that Uncle Bob will freeze him out.
Facts. Oh, odd fella, mate, bro. That's what I was trying to say before when I was saying if Teofimo Lopez or fighters like him don't make these fights, bro, then people are gonna forget about them. And that's what you're saying. Like Bob Arum will do. He'll just freeze him out, or do you know what I mean? People won't want to know. I mean, look at Terence Bud Crawford. I've He's so frustrating. I really like Bud. I think he's a fantastic fighter. But the boy just is not doing anything. Bob Arum has got no interest in using Bud. I don't know, man. I don't know what's happening with Bud. To me, he's just been put on the back shelf and just left. Derek Bailey's put massive Bob will sell. Yeah, facts. Derek Bailey will shelf him. Yeah, just like he has with Bud. I mean, go on, P boxing, go on, bro.
yeah. The thing is though, like I don't know why Lomachenko is getting paid like £3 million when, to me, Teofimo Lopez is the one that's actually bringing the money in. He's the American guy. The fight is happening in America. It's on an American platform. And he's exciting. He produces knockouts, and then he gets offered like way less than Lomachenko, just because Lomachenko is he's considered as the better fighter, and he achieved a lot more and all that sort of stuff. But at the same time, I honestly think the money is coming from Teofimo Lopez side, because people want to see if Teofimo Lopez can like knock him out. You know what I mean? So Bob Arum just needs to pay the kid, man. Just pay the kid. I reckon he just wants extra, like maybe 500,000, something like that. To keep him happy, and now he can make the fight. You know what I mean?
Right.
I believe he will pay the kid, for the fact that I believe that Bob Arum is trying to get Lomachenko out of here anyway. He sees what he's been doing with Lomachenko hasn't been producing results. Lomachenko, really, this is his last hurrah. You know what I mean? As far as Uncle Bob's really going to be looking at the numbers, you know what I mean, for this Lomachenko fight. And I believe he's hoping that Teofimo gets the job done. If Teofimo somehow shits the bed at the negotiation table and the fight doesn't come through, Guess who's waiting in the wings that we've probably forgotten about? The original Lomachenko killer, Felix Verdejo. Lopez better wake up and you know what I mean, smell the coffee. You know what I mean? Because he can get froze out and enter the replacement, Felix Verdejo.
Oddfella, are you saying that about Bob with Lomachenko? Do you think that's because that he didn't do so well against Luke Campbell, plus of his age as well? You see him coming towards the end, so he's obviously think he's trying to move on to a next.
Yeah, there's some of that. There's some of that. He's showing some. He's showing his age a little bit in his last couple fights with Luke Campbell and Jorge Linares, being able to put him down. But more so than the physicalities and the attributes in the ring is what he does at the box office is very unimpressive. You know what I mean? And a promoter's into making money, you know what I mean? Into having stars that make money. And Lomachenko just ain't cutting it right now, to tell you the truth. So why not build it in-house, build the fighter that you can use to take out the guy that you that ain't making you no money. You know what I mean? And through that, you can build a star off of that. I mean, anybody that beats Lomachenko will get star credentials. Teofimo will automatically be, you know what I mean, put into the next category. ESPN's gonna be talking about him heavy, you know what I mean. So you have a huge machine, a huge sports platform like ESPN. This is you know what I mean, big work if it can get done. So yeah, there's a lot of things riding on this, but once again, I think Lomachenko is his last hurrah. He's really being tested by Bob. Because Bob could really, if he really was love Lomachenko, like, you know what I mean, like some promoters be doing, he could protect them and continue to fight, you know what I mean, lesser oppositions, going after mandatories. Oh no, let's go drop down to 130 and go after the WBO belt or something, like, you know what I mean, little situations like that where we can do cherry picking. Bob's like, nah, we throwing you in there with this killer, you know what I mean, Teofimo Lopez, and we'll see, you know what I mean. Well, I hope he don't shit the bed at the table, you know what I mean, because otherwise there'll be that replacement.
Has he? I mean, I don't know, because I've only me personally, I've never been a big fan of him. But I do credit the guy. I do think he's a good fighter. I'm not going to take that away from him. I do think Lomachenko. I think he's overrated a bit, but I do think he's a great fighter. I can't take that away from him. But pay-per-view wise, has he ever headlined a pay-per-view in the US? I mean, I honestly don't know, but I know over here he did. The first time he fought over here, he was pay-per-view straight away with that Luke Campbell fight.
But that's what I was saying.
Over here, I think he's just been an HBO fighter or ESPN level fighter. I don't think he's went pay-per-view over here, to tell you the truth.
Right.
And that shows you his box office appeal. But go ahead, P.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, like, the guy, he doesn't speak English. Yeah, he's a foreign, and basically, like, you know, all he is like he's a talented fighter. That's not enough to make money. You have to be charismatic. You have to be fun. People have to like you. Plus, the guy hasn't really got a lot of knockouts. You know what I mean? So everything all in account, like, you know, he's boring. You know what I mean? To most people, to the casuals. So the money comes from the casuals. Yeah. So I think this is his last hooray, man.
I don't think it's his last hooray. And I believe Lomachenko did do pay-per-view. And that's the reason why I said what I said when I was talking about the when people start negotiating and stuff like that. It's like people got to really be, you know, mindful of what they say, because both of these fighters haven't done huge numbers. Teofimo TV wise. And I was trying to tell people, it's like, it doesn't matter how many belts you got going into a fight and stuff like that. It matters how much money you bring to the table. But anyways, you know, I think Lomachenko's numbers ain't been doing too bad. So, you know, he has some stake in the race, but it's all gonna come down to a dance partner, you know, and we've seen this with other fighters that happen to be like, you know, what's that word? Non-pay-per-view fighters. Numbers didn't do so well. And then, you know, people trying to sit up over here and say, justify why one fighter should get X amount of money over the other one. So, you know, it is what it is.
Yeah. So you guys seem to be quiet. I don't know, man. The thing is, like, Bob, I just blame Bob. He just needs to pay up. That's all he need. You know, that's all he needs to do. Just pay up the money. We need to see the fight. Teofimo Lopez, you know, he's the one. I said it again. You know, he's the one that's, you know, making this fight more exciting. If like Lomachenko was fighting against somebody else, probably, you know, it wouldn't be that exciting. We just want to see if Teofimo Lopez can do it, and that's why the fight is on pay-per-view. You know, just pay up the money. You know what I mean?
And yeah, I mean,
although I think it's a mistake, one thing for Top Rank to put this fight on pay-per-view. To be honest, even to go as far as to even talk on some PBC shit. I'm not even in total agreement to the Charlo brothers should be on pay-per-view. I think they would be better suited to be on Fox regular TV to build their brand more. You know what I mean? Those type of fights would be better on regular TV, especially, you know what I mean, in these days and times. You know what I mean? Once again, I know Michael Johnson's been alluding to, like, how much money we gonna be shelling out, you know what I mean, for these multiple back-to-back pay-per-views from these different networks. You know what I mean? Not including the $50 pay-per-view that people are the casual boxing fan is gravitating to with Tyson and Roy Jones. So I think there was a missed opportunity and a mistake being made by some of these networks and promotional groups by not having these fights on just regular network TV.
Yeah, I mean, it's not just a, I mean, because me and Laws, we talked about this shit a long time ago. It's like, you know, everybody trying to be the next pay-per-view star. I mean, everybody know they can't be no fucking Floyd Mayweather now, but they know that as long as they could be a pay-per-view star in their own right, they could get that bread. You know what I'm saying? Secure something, and they secure more things in their future for they, you know, they family. But a lot of these fighters should have been on somebody's undercard. You know what I'm saying? I don't care if it was Wilder Fury 2. I don't care what it was. A lot of these fighters should have been fighting on some heavyweight fight card. Hell, they should have tried to help Clarissa Shields out and fight under theirs, or she fight under theirs. I mean, you know what I'm saying? They could do okay, I help you out this one time. This one time you come over here and help me out. So they could both help get each other's names out there. You know what I'm saying? And you don't see a lot of fighters like back. You don't see a lot of fighters like back in the days helping each other out no more. Is like everybody wants to be this number one person, but don't want to put in the work. Like, you know, the female boxers say whatever they want to about equal pay and all that stuff, but y'all ain't doing the numbers. You know what I'm saying? Just like some of these males out here, they're not doing the numbers. They weren't doing it from before COVID, and now COVID's coming along. Yeah, I know y'all missing out on some money that y'all thought y'all was gonna get from us assets, consumers, but now if you're trying to give us the Tyson and then these $5 pay-per-views on Facebook, those $5 joints, then you're gonna say the Charlo, then you're gonna say you're gonna try to give us that the Tank Davis, then we got the Wilder. I mean, I mean, we ain't rolling into the top ranked pay-per-views now.
Don't forget the Spence Garcia.
Yeah, we ain't rolling into that. So it's kind of like it's kind of like, you know, at the end of the year, I know people's getting that extra $500-$600 for that COVID relief every 2 weeks or whatever the case may be. But guess what? They already spent that shit. You know what I'm saying? So that's already accounted for every month. So every day is already accounted for. They already spent it. But I just think it's they gotta do a better job, man. I don't care if it's $35, $50, $75. They gotta do a better job of planning this shit out. And somebody needs to be fighting on somebody else's undercard or a co-main event. You know what I'm saying? And y'all split that pie because, you know, that's a lot of money, man. That's a lot of money. And for all the fuckery, especially the fuckery that they put us through, the fuckery they're gonna put us through next year and the rest of this year. Like, come on, bro.
What's that you talking about, Mike?
I was talking about this.
Come back in the room.
I was talking about this pint of Guinness I'm about to drink right now because of Miles D be drinking that. He be drinking the what's they call them, the White Claws.
The what?
I ain't gonna be like,
Claw.
yeah, White Claws is like yeah, you ain't gonna drink that shit. I'm not even gonna explain it to you. Nah, we were just talking about I felt it brought up something about, like, you know, all the pay-per-views that we're gonna have to pay for by the end of this year, before the year is up. And you know what I'm saying? And I just basically didn't rebuttal, basically, like, you know, just and then yeah.
We've got, well, we always pay a lot of pay-per-views anyway, us.
Yeah,
but not as much as you lot like, as in price-wise, but I think the Americans don't have nowhere near as many pay-per-views as what we do.
Oh, from now to the end of the year? It's our time. It's gonna be our time to pay, because
yeah.
No, I'm just on about in general.
Tables are turned.
Yeah. Like January, January, you know, January before January, yeah, it was y'all. But like from now to the end of the year, we gonna get they gonna try to man, ain't nobody pipping me, nigga. I'm screaming the fuck out of this shit. I'm sorry, I can't buy all these.
You got subscriptions to pay on top of the subscriptions. They want you to shell out for pay-per-views. You know what I mean? Pretty much every other week. You know what I mean? Every other check.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say we've got, what have we got? We've got Povetkin, Dillian White. That's pay-per-view. We've got Derek Chisora versus Usyk. If that fight does still go ahead, that's a pay-per-view. We've got Daniel Dubois, Joe Joyce. That's a pay-per-view. And then we've got AJ versus Pulev. That's a pay-per-view. So if they make all them fights before the end of the year, that's four straight away.
Was that Cheeseman fight? Was that pay-per-view?
No.
I'm going to say, woo! I mean, they had some good scraps on there, but I didn't know them dudes, but they had some decent scraps on there. I better say, damn, that sucks.
He definitely, that's one thing with Eddie Hearn, though, I can say. He puts on a better he always puts a better card on than Frank Warren. Frank Warren, don't get me wrong, Frank has done some great cards over the years, but his cards have been trash just lately. And I think that's the reason why they might be looking to emerge with Matchroom and Sky.
I don't think they merging, but
not merging, but to do a few fights with them.
Yeah, because you know that's the reason why I had to watch that video, because Frank Warren broke it down on how it transpired for him to think the way he do, you know, when it comes to making all that stuff. But you know, I wish him the best. I mean, but it kind of seems like Frank Warren has more international fight of like UK fighters that people know internationally than Matchroom. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It kind of seems like that, like the big names, not like the you know what I'm saying? It seems like he got more dudes like people internationally know.
Like who?
It's probably though.
Oh no. Oh, like who, huh? So you got Daniel, right?
What about
seen
Chisora?
that? What
Yeah,
GB
yeah.
boxing's put?
What about AJ? What about
You
Usyk?
said Chisora?
Put him
Ain't
on
nobody-
What
the
about
spot,
Dude,
right?
ain't nobody talking about Chisora.
No, but
Now they
Mike,
got
I
Eddie
think the
and
key
Silva.
advantage. I think the key advantage that
Carl
Queensberry might have over Matchroom, as far as like the North American side, is the fact that Queensberry is aligned with Top Rank. So therefore, their fighters get showcased on ESPN, whereas you look at Matchroom fighters and they're showcased on what over here, DAZN. And a lot of us don't have DAZN subscriptions. Let's keep it real.
the thing is, Oddfellow as well. Frank's got more experience in the US or having fighters put on TV in the US than what Matchroom have, because Frank's been in the game a lot longer. Well, I wouldn't say, I don't know if he's been in the game a lot longer than Matchroom,
Well,
but hang tight. But a lot in the 80s and 90s, a lot of Matchroom, even though they did cover boxing, they also, well, they were based off darts and snooker, weren't they? When Barry Hearn was in charge of Matchroom Boxing, or Matchroom just as the company, I would say probably 70% of Matchroom was directed towards snooker, darts, not boxing. He had a small section in boxing, whereas Frank Warren has always been boxing. And Frank Warren in the 90s and early 2000s was with Sky. So Frank Warren has been promoting boxing better than what Matchroom Boxing has up until Fast Eddie's come along. And then obviously now Fast Eddie is basically, he's just outshot Frank Warren. But it's the rivalry between, I don't know. I like to say, I mean, it's interesting to see what happens with these fights if they put on. I just want to just say this to you see the comment what GB Boxing put Frank Warren would survive a nuke. Nuclear bomb. He fucking would. The old boy's been around a long time. He's got a lot of experience. But sorry, Mike, go on, bro.
Yeah, you're right. Because when I used to be big on looking up lawsuits, even Matchroom Boxing got a lawsuit over here for back in the days, and that was when Barry Hearn was in charge, probably hanging out with Epstein, grabbing people by the pussy. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I mean you right on that one, but as far as right now, ain't nobody watching any of these. Ain't nobody looking for internationally, as far as I can see. Like Oddfellow said with North America, because that's what I know, is looking at these match fight cards. Nobody knows who Chisora is. No Dillian Whites. You know what I'm saying? Only thing they know, Usyk. Only thing they know is Anthony
Joshua.
Only thing they know is Anthony Joshua, and motherfuckers barely know that.
Dillian White.
Like when people, I said Dillian White. When people in the United States heard about that Anthony Joshua Andrew Ruiz fight, you know how many Mexicans I know that fucking got DAZN just to watch they Mexican go up in there and attempt to whoop ass? See what I'm saying? It wasn't. People can say whatever they want to about Anthony Joshua doing this, Anthony Joshua, or Tyson Fury does this when he come up over there. Half these motherfuckers don't even know what's going on over here to be even opening their mouth. You know what I'm saying? And I wish him the best with that fight card that they trying to make. Like I said, the battle of the promote. What I call that shit? The battle for the UK. Yeah.
Battle of Britain.
Yeah, or something like that. Yeah. I think they should do something like that, man. They already got it going on with their fans over there. They already, they're getting, big numbers at the arena, big numbers on the pay-per-views and stuff like that. I mean, during this COVID time, y'all might as well just take the whole year as a tax write-off and say fuck it. You know what I'm saying? And and bite the bullet and give some of these fans, a couple of fights that they want.
I think, though, Mike, the reason why you probably said that people don't know a lot about Eddie Hearn's fighters or something like that over there in the States. Another thing could be because Eddie Hearn's got that many goddamn fighters that a lot of them don't really get time to show on TV. And then if they do, a lot of people don't even know who they are.
Well,
because let's not forget that he's
that's what I've been saying. It's the line, the networks that he's aligned with. You know what I mean? It's program. North America is programming. You got to be on the right networks to be seen. You know what I mean? Unless we're not talking about hardcore boxing. To get the casual fan, you got to be on the networks to be seen. And Matchroom fighters aren't on the networks to be seen over here. And DAZN isn't the network to be seen over here yet. They don't have the subscription base. You know what I mean? Even what the content they have on there, it just isn't enough. It doesn't validate to be paying a monthly subscription to what they got. So I mean, that's the real issue when it comes to the visibility of Matchroom fighters, is that they're just not on the right networks over here. If they could cross over to, like, Anthony Yard, he hit one of his last fights was showcased on ESPN Plus. You know what I mean? That helps his notoriety over on this side on this side of the pond. You know what I mean? Things like that. Joe Joyce, his last fight, once again, that was on ESPN Plus over here, BT Sports in the UK. But him being broadcasted on ESPN, that's a huge base of that's the biggest sports network over here in the North Americas. So you know what I mean? That's the difference to me. But why a lot of these fighters, not saying that Matchroom has some decent fighters in their stable, you know what I mean? And it's an interesting prospect putting up Matchroom fighters against a Queensberry promotion. And to tell you to end it off like this, the tastiest fight that I've seen to me is Anthony Yard versus Joshua Buatsi, who I have Buatsi winning.
Damn, that's
They can easily make that fight. Easily, because at the end of the day, Yard got a loss on his record. And Buatsi, I think he's ready now. Why not make that fight? But I don't know if Frank Warren. The problem with me is I think Frank Warren is the one that's salty. He's the one that doesn't want to make that fight. He's just saying it to make Eddie look bad. I mean, because they hate each other. That's the thing. Eddie wants to do it, but it's Frank Warren. Frank Warren has always been jealous of Eddie Hearn because Eddie Hearn, he's with Sky. Sky is bigger than BT, and now he's coming out with this thing. You know what I mean? It's just a bluff for me, man. I don't think he wants to do it. To be fair, but that's a good thing because see, he did it to himself. You know what I'm saying? He the one who did this. He the one who made these high end graphics promotional things. He the one who did this, so he ain't got no choice. You know what I'm saying? He ain't or just bite the bullet and call it what it is. And just tell the fans, I didn't really want to make that fight. I was just talking out of my ass. You know what I'm saying? Because, I understand what you're saying, and it could be very so. But let me hit on this one thing, like fellas said. Let me tell you how big these how competitive how these networks is over here. You can have Fox, like on your phone, right? On your phone, you can have Fox, you can have ESPN, you can have whatever on your phone, right? What else we got? Fox, ESPN, Showtime, right?
Yeah.
CBS Sports, Showtime,
yeah. So you can have all those. Let's say, for instance, I'll be able to catch it where he's at, but I won't be able to catch the fight on my phone because when you download these apps, you got to download through your internet provider. So my internet provider probably tell me no, even though I'm paying the ESPN subscription. You know how many fights? There's like 3 fights I could not even watch.
Yeah.
Because because my internet provider ain't paying. Ain't somebody ain't paying my internet. Sorry, somebody's not paying. Yeah, my internet provider to host a fight.
Yeah,
in this region.
You see, that's the beauty of it over here. We've only got 2 big sports networks, and you can get both of them on your phone. You can download Sky Go, and you can download BT Sports, so you can watch them all on your phone.
And another thing that pisses people off, you guys, I follow this. I don't know if you running these problems, but I know I get it. I know other people have said this stuff, but these apps, sometimes these apps is like 10 seconds, 15, 20 seconds behind. The quality be coming in and out. All types of dumb fuckery. You know what I'm saying?
They can freeze as well.
Yeah. They be sometimes they be freeze at the good climax spots. You know how to ruin a nut. And it's just like I think all them things I was saying, it does hinder boxing up over here. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially then when you have all these network things and half the shit don't even work. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Then the Zone came over here, and then I was trying to tell folks, man, ESPN and all these other cats, they can't even get their apps working right. They for sure ain't gonna get their apps right. And then in Canada, they already had things on there talking about they wanted to get their money back and shit like that from the Zone before it came over here.
To me, the biggest mistake Eddie Hearn made is like, go with like the Zone. The Zone. A lot of people don't know about the Zone. It's a new company, and it's gonna make it a lot difficult as well because they don't do pay-per-view. It's like £10 or $20, whatever. You know what I mean? So it's just difficult, to make the fights as well. Why did he not just stay with Showtime? I think they were with Showtime. So with Sky, you have to pay pay-per-view.
He's not with them no more, is he now?
I don't know. You got to ask our fella that one because I can't remember, but I know they have fights on multiple platforms.
They're gone now. They're only with the Zone now.
No, Eddie's party from the Zone now.
Has he left them?
Yeah, I read about it the other day.
Yes,
he's gone. He's gone now.
That's
Eddie and
good.
the Zone are gone now.
The last thing I heard was what you said when you said that you said something about Edward Hearn saying they ain't doing like he used some word like is looking kind of bleak.
That's good news.
Eddie's gone now from the Zone, but Sky, I think Sky are.
Are you sure about that? Are you sure about that? Because that fight they uploaded.
I read about it the other day.
No, because the fight they uploaded the other day, Fabio Whatley fight, and it was there for like a couple of hours, and then I got an email from the Zone.
I think he's got what I read, Pep. He's got a few. I don't know. Say it might be a contract with a few fights till maybe next year or something. I definitely read that Eddie Hearn had parted ways with the Zone. And,
I hope so.
And Sky were kicking up a fuss over money what the Zone owe them.
Yeah,
showing fights on Sky and shit like that. The Zone are broke as a mofo. I said they'd go broke, and I knew they would. As soon as they signed Canelo for that stupid amount of money, and they would try and whip up all these fighters for fucking daft amounts of money. But one thing, because I won't bring watching, one thing, salute to you, Underrated Darkness. Salute, bro. And salute Chi-Town. One thing I can say, Eddie will always be, as much as Eddie irritates me and shit like that, he'll always be powerful than Frank Warren. Frank will never get. Frank was at the one time the main man over here, but never again.
I don't know.
Let me say one thing about Eddie Hearn. Let me say one thing about Eddie Hearn.
Boss with via Sasquatch.
All right. Eddie Hearn, yeah. Like as much as a lot of people hate Eddie Hearn, yeah. Every single fighter, yeah, they always wait for Eddie Hearn to make an offer. Like as if Eddie Hearn, he must be the biggest guy in the industry because everyone says that, oh, what's Eddie Hearn gonna offer? Like even ESPN, even like the BBC, like even like every company, they always say that, oh, what's Eddie Hearn? They always wait on Eddie Hearn. So why? You know what I mean? He must have the money then.
Well,
you know what I mean?
A lot of fighters do that. They say that. But then you got to also understand is you got to look at the circumstance where fighters also say that because if somebody's thinking about fighting in somebody else's backyard, obviously they don't have the setup and they don't have the connects, so they have to do it that way. You know what I'm saying? Now, if it was some big time name guy up over there, they're not going to say that. Now, if somebody that needs some bread, of course they're going to say that because the PBC is an advisory company. Now it's up to their promoters and stuff like that that give up that money.
For example, the fight, the Charles Martin, yeah, he was with the BBC, yeah. He could have easily unified it with Wilder, but guess what? Eddie Hearn paid more. I mean, Al Haymon could have said, "Look, I'm gonna pay you the money that you want.
Well,
we're gonna make the fight."
You have to go back.
You see what I mean?
Okay, well, hold up. Let's go back.
Go ahead, Mike. Go ahead. I want to attack that after you.
Yeah, but let's not forget Watcher because we need to bring him in.
He can get in. But you have to also think about this. You have to go back to the old articles when they were talking. You know what I'm saying? And Charles Martin was alluding that he wanted the Wilder fight. You see what I'm saying? But then in the article, he also said it's not going to happen because this and the third. Wilder got this going on and blah, 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 whoop, so I'm going up over here. Now, Wilder, right? He just got the belt. He ain't done a pay-per-view and stuff like that. So why wouldn't somebody go up over there and get that money? You see what I'm saying? Because nobody was really pressed about Charles Martin being no champion up over here anyways. Charles Martin wasn't getting no bread up over here anyways. So it's kind of like one of those things. It's like somebody was going to give you $6 million. You ain't even probably talking to Al Haymon about making the Wilder fight because you ain't even trying to go that route because you know possibly you're probably going to lose anyways. So the best thing to do is just go for the bread.
Right. Al Haymon looked at Charles Charles Martin and was like, go get it. You know what I mean? Because there's no way I'm gonna get you $8.5 million to fight with Wilder. That's not no $20 million fight. You know what I mean? Because we're gonna have to get Wilder his bread, and that has to be substantially more than yours. You know what I mean? So go ahead and take that fight. If Eddie's willing to give you $8.5 million, yeah, go ahead and take that. And that's the route he took. But just because he took that route doesn't mean that Eddie has the deepest pockets in the boxing industry. You know what I mean? Because that remains to be seen as far as I'm concerned. Because if he did have the deepest pockets in the boxing industry, a lot more American fighters would have defected over to the Matchroom stable when Eddie was coming over here talking about the USA takeover, and all he got was Boo Boo Andrade and a guy named Danny Jacobs, and that's it.
Yeah.
Oh, and if you wanna include the one-eyed bandit Tevin Farmer.
Fucked up.
Don't know, bandit. Let me bring Watcher in, Mike, because he hasn't set up, and then you jump on after. Salute, Watcher.
What's up, man?
What's happening?
Yeah, salute to you, bro. What's your take?
I hadn't listened to all of it, but just to kind of piggyback on the last thing with the whole Charles Martin thing, like you guys hit the nail on the head. Obviously, Haymon, he advised him. He said, "You're going to go over there and win, lose, or draw. You got to get that payday because you're not going to get it with a younger champ. Well, you're not going to get it with Wilder because look at how you won the title. You won it off an injury." You had, even in the post-fight press conference, people like Chisora. I don't know if you saw that, but Chisora was actually in New York, and he was saying, who do you want to fight next? Who do you want to fight next? I'll fight you in Vegas. And, you could see that the promotion and the management of Charles Martin, they were sort of speaking for him. But it is a sort of high-risk, low-reward situation as well, because you got to face someone that's already, had a couple title defenses, and the way he just knocked out Spilka, or do you want to go for for this contender, this young contender in the UK that hasn't really been tested yet? And on top of that, Wilder had, I think the Povetkin fight coming up as well, like mandatory. And I remember at that time, because like now how people complain that Wilder didn't unify, back then they were saying, oh, no, he shouldn't unify. He should, go for his mandatory. So there was a lot involved with that particular instance because, there were just different things going everywhere. But I think Martin, he did what was at least financially, what made more sense for him financially. So, yeah, that's my take on that bit.
The reason why I mentioned about the money, you know why I said it? Because you know what, if Al Heyman would have offered, Charles Martin the money that he wanted, and he, obviously Wilder would have knocked him out within one round, then he would have had 2 titles, and Eddie Hearn and AJ, they wouldn't have played that game like, the A side, this, that. They would have both had 2 titles, and it would have been guaranteed 50-50. Otherwise, the fans, everyone would be like uproar, like saying like, oh, make the fight, like, you know what I mean? This is that. Everyone would be, even the UK fans would be like, oh, AJ is ducking. And Eddie Hearn would be like embarrassed. So he would have made the fight. So in the long run, to me, I reckon, that's what cost, Al Heyman and Wilder. That's what I reckon anyway. That's the reason why they had that leverage with the titles and stuff like that, the belts.
See, but that was my whole argument with the negotiation, because the belts ain't gonna bring you in the money. See what I'm saying? So if the excuse was going to be the belts, it would have been something else. If they wanted to give a good offer to Deontay Wilder, whether or not it was 15 million, whether or not it was 40% and stuff like that, when it first came around, they probably would have got the fight that they wanted, but they didn't. They offered a 2-fight theme to fight Dillian White and not get some type of attestation proof that they was going to get Anthony Joshua after that fight. So there was all types of things with that thing. You know what I'm saying? And one thing I want to hit on, then I'm gonna get on this phone call real quick, but I'm gonna just put myself on mute. Even when the PBC got half a $1 billion or whatever, how much money they got, there was other promotional companies and networks over here downplaying their gangster, so they couldn't get the fights, and so they couldn't thrive like the way the PBC wanted to. But guess what? The PBC finagled their way to survive and weather throughout that storm by way of creating good connections with people, befriending people, and knowing people, and actually doing right by people. You see what I'm saying? Then when Edward Hearn got all that money and then got a re-up, do you see what happened with that? You see what happened with that? Even before the COVID, people were already talking about or insinuating what was going to go down with them by the way of what their numbers were doing. See what I'm saying? So it's broad.
That's all I was saying anyway. It was all about money. Like, everyone's always like looking up to like Eddie. Like, Eddie is the guy that got the money, and that's the reason why I mentioned that. And if obviously, I'm not saying they haven't got the money, the rest, but I think they come across as a bit of greedy. They don't want to pay, and that's the reason why we're not seeing these fighters fight. So that's why I never call none of these fighters duckers, because I don't believe none of the fighters are duckers. It's always been about money, and it will always be like that. Money is the one, what is like dominating right now. If you pay these fighters, what they're asking for, you'll get the fights, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah, can I just say one good thing?
No.
One good thing. Can I just say one thing? Just piggybacking off what Oddfellow was saying before. I agree with what he was saying about Eddie and not being the main man as a promoter and stuff like that. But at the same time, Eddie, as much as I don't like the little snake, he's up there. He's definitely up there as one of the top promoters. Definitely over here, anyway. He's the biggest promoter over here, without shadow of a fact. Even in Europe, there ain't no promoter over here, even in Europe or even Asia over here, what contests with Eddie. I mean, Pepe, would you say the nearest thing to Eddie Hearn over here, I would say probably that Keith, is it Sutherland, whatever he's called? What's called the guy who
Keith
promotes?
Sutherland.
Yeah, the German fighters. He's probably about the biggest name I can think of. I mean, I could be wrong. I don't know.
Frank Warren is up there now as well. He's he's built his name
Frank
up
is,
because
yeah,
of
but I mean, like as in like promoters from other countries.
Yeah,
Cali
you could say,
Sauer,
yeah.
the Sauerland brothers are pretty strong. But yeah, definitely on the European side of things, I think Eddie Hearn's definitely the man.
Yeah.
If not the most innovative. I can't even lie with some of the experiences and different ideals he concocts. I have to give him a little bit of credit, especially with his finagling of the whole Saudi Arabia experience. Getting a stadium erected within that limited time needed, and it looked pretty good in my estimation. Even the whole plantation fights, I can't even lie. The garden setting looked good. He had like the drones over the mansion showing the backdrop of the London skyline. That looked real good to me. Like it's better. It looks a lot better than what I seen at the BT Sports bubble, Top Ranks bubble. It looked better than even Top Ranks bubble, and I don't mind Top Ranks bubble. UFC needs to take some notes because their cage, their octagon looks so dismal and boring. So the fights don't look as exciting, and there's not much to look at. So I have to give credit where credit's due with the kind of the backdrop with Eddie Hearn's plantation garden. It looked good on TV.
Yeah.
The thing is, though, the reason why I give Eddie Hearn a lot of credit as well is that he tries his best. He talks to like everyone, like whoever wants to like interview him, and they're there. He talks to them, and his face is always out there. I just literally seen him a couple of minutes ago on TV. I'm watching Sky Sports News. I just literally seen him talking about boxing. The guy is all over the place. Like, look what he's done with that. With you guys want to call it plantation, but I just call it, the Matchroom Garden. And he's done well. He always wants to be better than everyone else, which is good because then, he gives us, good stuff. Yeah, so I can't be really hitting on him. You know what I mean?
Pat, the thing is, truthfully, I'm going to come back to what you've just said, and I want to piggyback off first what Oddfella just said. Oddfella, that was bang on what you just said, bro. Because I watched the Joe Joyce fight against that Michael. Oh God, the German guy who he just Wallace, yeah. And that card was absolutely trash at the BT Studios. That was fucking awful. It was awful. Frank Warren could have done a better job putting it on his back garden. But anyway, you're right there. What you just said. Yeah, thanks, Chi-Town. Smash that like button, please. But the thing is with me, Pep, my problem with Eddie Hearn, right? I think Eddie is a good promoter, but my problem with Eddie Hearn is the guy is a pathological liar. He just lies about everything, and that's one of the biggest reasons why I don't like the guy. He bullshits about everything. Yeah, you're right. He does make good fights, or he sometimes well, put it this way, he makes a lot more better cards than what Frank Warren does, or Mick Hennessy, or anyone else like that. But the man is a constant liar. He lies about everything, and that's why I can't be dealing with him.
They all do though. They all lies. Like, look, Bob Aaron lies. Obviously we don't hear from
him. Yeah, Bob Aaron does actually.
Him, and obviously we don't hear from him because like he's a private guy. He's an advisor, and there's not that many promoters. But all the promoters, that's what they do. They have to like lie to us to sell the fights and all that sort of stuff. But the only thing that I don't like about Eddie Hearn is because he went with the zone. And thus, the zone is one of the reasons why we can't see the good fights, because they're on their own, and a lot of people, they don't even know about the zone and stuff like that. That's why, like, I don't know why he didn't go with ESPN. Imagine if he was with ESPN, how big, like, ESPN and Matchroom will be. It'll be crazy.
See, in the zone's credit, in the zone's defense, I'm a finish up and then let Watcher cook. In the zone's defense, I think like COVID really took them out. It's not so much the ideal wasn't popping, because I think the platform was the whole idea of kind of like a sports Netflix platform, sports Netflix app is a good idea, you know what I mean, to have like sports on demand, because that's how we watch a lot of programming anyways. We don't typically watch it live anymore. We watch it when we get a chance to watch it. So the zone was kind of cutting edge in that sense, because they're tapping into the way the majority of I would say the 25 and up to 50 demographic consumes their content off of TV. You know what I mean? But with the zone being a app solely based on sports, and with the COVID just stopping sports completely, all your subscribers that subscribe for soccer, for football, for baseball, there's no reason to keep your subscription anymore. And boxing was always just a small little percentage of the zone subscriptions. A lot of subscriptions from the zone, I would say, especially where I'm from in Canada, was due to they had NFL up on there, and it's due to Premiership football and UEFA Cup, UEFA Championship League football and stuff like that. So the sports on the whole shut down the zone with the whole pandemic. So if the pandemic wasn't here, I believe they would still be kind of up and running doing their thing. But yeah, the way it is, that really killed them and stopped their momentum.
Yeah, good point. Go on, watch it. Jump on it, bro.
Oh no, I pretty much regurgitate what you guys say, so it doesn't matter.
Right then, because I'm not going to be on here much longer, but let's talk a fight then. Is the Spence and Danny Garcia fight any closer to being named or what? Because I didn't see a brother put up November the 21st. Is that right? Or is that...
It's done, man. It's
it's done.
I think it's done.
Ooh,
I think they're gonna. I think PBC are gonna put something out, but I don't know. I will stick on that. I saw something just now. Do you know where FA Jugba's gone to now?
Yeah, we all know.
Top rank.
I'd see. I don't know where he's gone, but I'd seen that he's gone somewhere. I didn't read it.
Top rank, yeah. He went to
top rank. Where he's gone? Top rank.
Yeah, top rank.
Made a wholesale change. Not only did he change promotions, but he changed trainers as well. Management. He got rid of Shelly Finkel.
Oh, did he go rid of Finkel? Al
Heyman are no longer part of the situation.
Wow.
Jay Prince is now running the show, and yeah, that's why he over there with Top Rank. And now, as well as being over there with Top Rank, he has a new trainer. I think his name is. He has this trainer also has a Jared Hurd, Kamoka or something like that. But yeah, that's some interesting news. With FA Jagba going over the Top Rank.
Do you know what? Yeah, that's not bad news. I think that's actually a very, very good news for FA Jagba, because, like you guys said earlier, ESPN, is one of the biggest platform in America. So they're gonna promote the hell out of the guy, and they will give him certain fights. I don't know if they're gonna give him easy fights, but his name is going to be up there now. People are going to be noticing him more. I like FA Jagba. He's a little bit on the slow side, but at the same time, he's got long reach. He punches quite hard. So, you know, I hope he does well, man.
Who is the biggest promoter in the US? Who is it? Is it ESPN, Top Rank, Showtime, Fox, PBC? I don't know because there's that many of them.
I mean,
well, you gotta divide it. You gotta divide it up because are we talking networks or what promoters are different than the networks?
Well, networks and sports network. Sports network.
I think ESPN has got a very long reach with their audience.
Yeah, because it was HBO, was it at one time? So I went.
Yeah, but they didn't really have it either.
Fox is on every TV though, like. You know what I mean? If you got the most basic of cable, you know what I mean? I think you still get Fox.
Oh, yeah. Well, Mike, you Michael, know who's the biggest sports network, Mike, for boxing?
For boxing?
Or the biggest sports network? What show boxing?
Nah, that show boxing. I mean, you're gonna have to just go with ESPN. Yeah, I mean, for really because
that's what I'm asking, bro.
Because it's the reach. Yeah, everybody got Fox on their TV or could download the app, but then you can't get all the fights. You know what I'm saying? Even if you can, because your provider won't allow you to watch it in that area you are sometimes. But ESPN, they just had it seems like they had more fights. Don't quote me on it, but it seems like they had more fights.
Right. The thing is, though, if Efe Ajagba, go back to him again. Like, if he left Shelly Finkel, that's actually good news as well, because now, like, he can, fight against the matchroom fighters. Because I know, like, Shelly Finkel and Eddie Hearn, they don't get along. So maybe you can see like Hrgovic against Ajagba, and and some fighters from there as well. That'd be nice, man. I'm so excited about
Ajagba. Surely.
No, that's not necessarily true, because that depends on people's contracts. You see what I'm saying? Now, if you sign a contract to where like you not in control of what fights you have and this and the third, then yeah, that's gonna get in your way. But if you have the contract to where you can say like, man, this is the fight I want and stuff like this, he ain't got no choice. He ain't got no choice. Or you just kick rocks, because now he's in breach of contract. See what I'm saying? So it's not just cut and dry. You we really don't know who's in control and who's not either, anyways. Because sometimes these promoters, they just say, well, yeah, we're gonna make this fight, and it's like, nah, no, you're not. No, you're not. But I don't think there's really that too much of bad blood between Edwin Hearn and Shelly Finkel. I just think that people just need to start thinking about it as business. These dudes' bottom line is dollars. Their bottom lines ain't about who got the biggest swinging dick on the block. It's dollars. You know what I'm saying? So if shit doesn't happen and stuff like that, yeah, they be mad, uptight, a little bit. But like I said, the bottom line is money. You know what I'm saying? So,
yep. Bottom line is money. But I view this as a lateral move. You know what I mean? Because he still had a decent platform. You know what I mean, with the PBC. It remains to be seen if this move is going to be beneficial or any better. You know what I mean? For FA. That's why I'm gonna have to just say right now it's a lateral move. ESPN once again is a great network. I already see Bob Arum doing his best job, putting his promoter's cap on, saying FA's gonna be the one of the greatest. He's gonna be the next heavyweight champion. I already see they're gonna try to promote him as the next Wilder. You know what I mean? That's something to look out for, definitely. So it's once again it's an interesting move. The writing was on the wall when Efe Ajagba was supposed to be scheduled to fight months back before the pandemic, and he pulled out of the fight apparently at that same time he was having a child. The reports are, because I was actually listening into the Boxing Voice. They had Ronnie Shields on the program earlier today, and he was kind of blaming the situation on the wife, saying that the wife it got into FA's head, which is natural. You know what I mean? That's your family union. Your queen's definitely gonna have some bearing on your decisions. And one thing led to another with hooking up with James Prince. Shelly Finkel didn't like that situation, so Shelly Finkel ended up selling the contract over the full rights over to James Prince, and here we have FA as the next top-ranked fighter. Now, to me, some interesting matchups that I could see is the P Boxing's talking about Hergovich, but I'm thinking Tony Yoka. You know what I mean? They both under James Prince management. They both now top-ranked fighters. Guys like Tony Yoka, that German undefeated German prospect over there, Ajit Kabayel. He's a newly signed top-ranked fighter. So there is some guys there for FA to fight in the meantime, but in my opinion, if I was putting on my J Prince face, I would steadily feed him some more like fringe contenders and more gatekeeper types. You know what I mean? To steadily build up his give FA some more seasoning, because he still needs to work on his head movement, his footwork, and his hand speed as well. But yeah, that's my take on the whole situation.
Thing is, so odd fella. I just want to bring up. I want to bring up this as well. What Lawrence Williams has put a great comment in the chat before. But me personally, Ajit Kabayel, to me,
terrible fighter.
Yeah, to me, I think FA Ajagba beat him because I watched him fight Derek Chisora, and don't get me wrong, Derek Chisora didn't turn up for that fight, but he did school Derek Chisora. He basically just jabbed his head off all night. But since he's done that, he gave up the European title, and he's done nothing. He's just floating around, and I don't understand why, because he's unbeaten, yet he's not fighting no one. So I think someone like Ajit Kabayel would be a great step up for FA Ajagba, and I think Ajagba had beat him. I think he would beat him comfortably. But I just want to bring this up, what Lord has put. He put, I wonder if FA left, he can't say he was inactive or showcased a lot. He fought 4 times last year, and he was on the co-main on the Charlo Harrison 2 card.
He got better money, better offer.
Well, it could be better money, it could be better offer, it could be whatever the case may be. But you know, to an extent, we already heard rumors that the PBC is already, over here overpaying fighters up over here in America.
Sorry, Mike. Go on.
One of my main things is like people shouldn't take this as a hit for the PBC or a hit for FA Ajagba. People they come and they go because they feel that there's better opportunities as well. In some cases, money is money. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you were a boxer and stuff like this, and you really want to be real with your performances in the ring, and you don't think that you're going to get it, you're not going to get the proper camps and stuff like that, because FA Ajagba is already been used to getting done dirty. So, especially in his amateur career. So if you start taking all that into account, it's not really a bad thing. And I wish the brother the best. I hope that they is training. I hope the training that he takes suits the style of fighter that he is. The body type and all that stuff. The way the punch is already coming, because that just polishes off and make it better. Not just to change the dude all the way up and get really fuck him up. But we all know he ain't got no head movement. We all know that he's a bit of a stiffy. You know what I'm saying? So. Switching trainers and switching environments and stuff like that might be a good thing for him.
Has he left Ronnie Shield? Has he?
He switched his trainer.
Wow, that's good news. That's good news. Listen, FA Ajagba, at the end of the day, he came into the sport, old age. Anyway, he's like 25. He hasn't been in the sport for too long.
25, my ass.
And he's learning. So he's an African. You know, I mean, he's hungry. He wants to be a champion. I think he's going to do well in years to come. You know, the guy, you know, there's something about him, something's telling me he's going to do well in years to come. So good luck to him. He made the right decision. He went to the, you know, the biggest company in America that showcases boxing. So well done, man. You have to do what's best for yourself, for your best career. Boxing is a selfish sport. You know what I mean? So credit to the guy. That's all I got to say.
Right. Right. I just don't, you know, because I'm already, you know, I hate to do it, man, you know, but I already see that people are already making like, you know, PBC sucking videos, but I'm just like, y'all got to be the purpose. Yeah, people got to stop that shit, man. You know,
no, yeah, they do. They have to stop doing that. So
you worried about which promoter got the biggest swinging dick on campus, but he for sure that same promoter ain't giving you the fights. You know, it's like that's some dumbass shit. Like you ain't getting the fights that you want to see as a consumer, but you want to worry about who's the biggest promoter. That shouldn't even be a thing. The biggest thing on this thing is seeing these fighters become something of themselves. These fighters sit up over here and become better. You know what I'm saying? At the same time as we get to watch it all go down. You know what I'm saying? We get to say, yeah, we was the ones sitting up over here talking about this. I remember that. I remember everything that was said, blah, 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 through this camp, through that camp. You know what I'm saying? It's cool when you see somebody start from the ground level and become a better boxer, or just get there, become a champion. You know what I'm saying? Or undisputed or unified or whatever. You know, I just, you know, to me, this, you know, no matter who he would, man, I'm still gonna rock with. I don't care if he went up over there, the match room or fish eyes. I still would have been a fan. So, you know.
I agree. It doesn't matter who you're with at the end of the day. You know, I don't like when people slack off Matchroom. I don't like it when they do that to BBC, ESPN, you know, BT. It doesn't matter. We're fans at the end of the day. We shouldn't care about companies. But at the end of the day, like, you know, with FA Jack by him taking ESPN, you know what? Fair play to the guy. But for us to slack off other companies, I'm not with it. You know what I mean? I like all the companies. I like watching all of them as long as they provided me good boxing. And BBC the other day, they provided me with good boxing. You know, I enjoyed it. So, you know, BT, I'm not really enjoying it right now, but maybe they might improve. So it is what it is.
Yeah.
I'll say this about FA Ajagba. He has it to the PBC. I believe this is somewhat of a loss as one of the prized heavyweights in the PBC stable that they've invested in. They've been showcasing for, Lawrence Williams says, the last 4 fights. They had him busy. You know what I mean? And all those fights were televised. To lose a potential star like F.A. Ajagba does have to kind of, you know what I mean, kind of hurt a little bit.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, I can definitely see that. And that's that right there. That's just something that folks gonna have to deal with, man. Like, you know, that's part of the business, you know. But yeah, that sucks to be the PBC if you put it like that. Yeah, it sucks to be them. But I'm more worried about what is he gonna do in the future as far as like coming from Ronnie Shields and stuff like that. I'm more thinking about like what exactly is he gonna do in the future with his boxing career and with the level of training, quality training that he's been getting and stuff like that. So because he's betting on himself, you know, he just gambled big on himself. So if the gamble goes through, you know what I'm saying? Can't nobody say nothing. And if it don't, of course, you know what's gonna happen. Told you so. You know what I'm saying? You should have stayed. You know what I'm saying?
The thing is, though, he's been with the BBC for a long time. You know, it's a big loss. They invested a lot of money in him, all that sort of stuff. You know, the guy obviously he made this decision. He switched. He changed everything according to Lawrence Williams. You know, he's training now in the same gym as the new kid, Big Baby Miller, Jared Anderson.
Yeah,
not Big Baby, not Miller. Jared Anderson.
I know you're talking about. Rusty Miller shouldn't be training anyway. He's a fucking pad cheat.
Well, you could still
Not
train.
him, not him. Sorry, not Miller, not Big Baby Miller. The other guy, Jared Anderson. Sorry, Big Baby, the new Big Baby. So
Yeah,
he's, you know, the way he
Anderson, yeah.
boxes. So yeah, you know what? Fair play to the guy, but yeah, it's definitely a big loss to the BBC, you know. But it's business. It's just business. It happens. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because I thought you said Big Baby Miller shouldn't be trained. I was like, nah, that's UCAD's rules. You can't train. You know what I'm saying?
I just don't understand why the kid has Big Baby as well as a nickname. Maybe he should change his nickname because I always gets mixed up with the names.
well, you know, he probably had it all through the amateurs and stuff like that. So, you know what I'm saying? Probably, you know, Big Baby Miller wasn't talked about. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, the PED cheat. But you know, all is going to take for all is it going to take for Big Baby Miller one more snafu, and he could just go on and have the goddamn name, and he can have.
Sorry, Mike. Go on.
And he can have that motherfucking name. Like the dude is fucked up royally, on multiple occasions. So what are you gonna say?
Do you ever? Chi-Town's just put he's supposed to be changing it. His name, that Gerard Anderson. Do you ever think Fat Dusty will ever fight again?
Yeah, I think he will. But I think this is it. I think this is it. I think that if he fucks around and does anything, I don't give a fuck what it is, miss a PED test. I think it's a wrap. I think he's gonna have to find another sport, and then right along with that, you know how many people's gonna want to even have him as a trainer or as a sparring partner and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Knowing that he has shady business practices. Rather than you can't go around over here blaming shit on what do you call that shit on contamination, you buying stuff over at the GNC, your local artificial muscle intelligence store. There's only so far you could blame this shit on, and when fighters are able to do that on multiple occasions and get off, you know what I'm saying? You start to get the realization that these cats don't give a fuck. They're gonna keep on taking it. They're gonna, for some odd reason, I don't care what sport it is, somebody always out there that wants to have a physical edge or a mental edge. See what I'm saying? And the mental edge could just be like me over there poking fun at you and this and the third, or doing things to make myself feel fucking better. The physical aspect could be the artificial muscle intelligence, doing things to stall your workouts. You know what I'm saying? Like what Shannon Briggs was doing. Fucking, you know what I'm saying? So,
yeah. Thing is, though, Mike, what fucking promoter's gonna touch him?
What happened to the B-Sample? Because we haven't heard nothing. We just heard that he felt, but it wasn't confirmed.
You're not going to hear the B-Sample because
so then he's gonna fight again.
Because you're not going to hear the B-Sample is only for the simple fact is if you're contesting it. If you ain't contesting it and you're saying yeah, this and the third, really there ain't no need for the B-Sample. It's the same shit. His B-Sample has probably already been tested.
You know what? He's gonna fight again. He's gonna fight again. They're gonna say a mistake was happened, things was contaminated, so the guy was clean all along this to start, and then he's gonna be back, at the end of like the beginning of like next year or something like that. Watch, because we haven't heard nothing now. They basically kept it all quiet, and you know what? Let them do their thing.
What sanctioned body was he with?
Anyway. I don't even know.
Because all this is just funny to me, man. He popped, so something got to happen for it. I don't want to hear that because he wasn't with Nevada State Athletic Commission or whatever. These sanctioned bodies, they had every right to make a ruling on his ass. They just didn't choose so. See what I'm saying? So this time around, I think that they should just do him like you do them other UK dudes that the rugby players that get caught with cocaine. Get that nigga 2 years. You give him motherfuckers 2 years for cocaine.
Yeah. At the end of the day, Tyson Fury, he failed back in 2015. Look, he's back. Look at Dillian White. He failed, back in the days, and he failed last year as well. But they didn't give us the B-Sample. So At the end of the day, why punish Big Baby Miller? Just, punish him for 6 months, just like they did to Canelo Alvarez, and then bring him back. You know what I mean? Why just punish Big Baby Miller? You know what I mean?
Povetkin's back in the mix. You know what I mean? He's fighting Dillian White coming up. You know what I mean? How many times did this nigga pop? You know what I mean? So Jarrell Big Baby Miller will be back in the mix, you know what I mean, in the next 6 months to a year.
He ain't lying.
MMA champ commentary. If you want to get on, bro, for the last 15 minutes, you want to debate about AJ, drop your email and I'll send you the link.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Oh boy. This shit. But anyways, like our fella said, man, he's absolutely right. I don't see a 2-year ban. I seriously don't. I did have a feeling that if they did bring back Jarrell Miller, like with no suspension, that he was gonna pop again. I thought he was gonna pop again. I was like, there's no way in hell that this dude's gonna come back. And I try to I've been trying to get people the benefit of that all the time, but it's just that people's mouths and the way they move, I just I just be itching. You know what I'm saying? And I hate to say it though, but I don't think that he is addicted to PEDs. I just think that I don't think he is. I don't think he is because if he was, because look, you don't take steroids. You don't take steroids by themselves. You take them in stacks. That's why usually when somebody pops for something, they get popped for a whole bunch of things like he did. They take them in stacks. To me, I think that he's just really a fuck up. Because really, to tell you the truth, it wasn't a steroid that he got caught for this time. It wasn't a steroid. It wasn't like something was gonna make him big and stuff like that, give him all the stamina and all that shit. It wasn't something on that level. You know what I'm saying? My whole thing is that I know for a fact. I don't know for a fact. I'm gonna say this. I don't think he's addicted to PEDs, but I kind of feel like deep down inside, he feels that he needs that extra oomph. You know what I'm saying?
It's part of his game. Look at it, look like he's a volume puncher. I mean, who knows how many what the PEDs was affecting, you know what I mean, in his previous fights that he was just railroading a bunch of fighters. The Gerald Washington fight, overwhelming them. It was kind of shameful what happened in the Marius Wack fight. I thought he should have stopped him a long time ago, but his main advantage is his size and his fact that he just continues to throw punches. You see, he even has upper body movement for a guy that's his size. You got to have some a serious gas tank with some enhancements.
Well, well, you can say facts. Hold up. Can I say this? Can I say this?
Say what you want, but
okay. No. I am going to say what I want. But you have. Well, we all have to. We all have to.
Today.
No, I ain't going in. We all have to put in the account that the times that he did throw a lot of punches, we knew was nothing behind them damn punches. We could go and watch the clips right now. Right. Wasn't nothing being put behind them damn punches. And then the fight that he does put shit behind the punches, he starts looking like he starts gassing out like Dillian White in the 5th, 6th round.
Right, Mike. Let me just stop you there, bro, and try and paint a picture for you. For many years, right, I read, for about a year or so, I read about this guy, this Big Baby Miller, this, that, and the other. Anyway, cut a long story short, I watched him come in the ring, watched him fight, and I thought, how the hell is a guy who weighs 320 pounds or 310 pounds, whatever he weighs, it's always over 300 pounds. How has this guy got so much stamina, and like you said, throws pity-pat punches, and his engine can do 12 rounds easily, and look in the 12th round, look like he just started the first round. Now I know why.
Now
this guy could do it. because he's a PED cheat through and through. Twice in kickboxing, or twice in kickboxing. As far as I'm aware, in boxing, twice in boxing. That to me is a fucking addict.
Well, is more. Well, no. Frequency is one aspect of being an addict. Frequency, because I had to go to an AA class for my job. Being an addict is far is a really big term when it comes to somebody that's just a person that's a leisure drinker.
Yeah, but Mike,
you know what I'm saying? So let me
the game before he even got in the ring.
That's fine. That's fine. But that doesn't make nobody an addict.
Of course it
Google
does,
the definition of an addict. It's not the frequency of times that you get caught with something in your system.
Yeah, but he's
now laws you have to put on the aspect of, can you prove that he's dependent on steroids?
Yeah, can.
No, you can't.
His background speaks
no, his background can say that he likes to use it. Not that he's dependent on it. Because the dependency,
Okay,
because
if that's a fact. How the hell, right? If his background shows that he likes to use it.
No, I'm about to break it down to you. Because in my line of work, we call this nuking.
How the hell do you manage to pop dirty, right, before a fight and get banned, and then before you've even got a fight scheduled or you just signed with someone and you've fights just scheduled, you pop dirty again?
Okay, well, let me say this again.
Months before you're due to fight. That to me is someone who relies on PEDs.
That's not. That's not. The dependency is not the fact that you rely on it. Put it like this: if you a crackhead, you are dependent on that shit. If you're alcoholic, you are dependent on that shit. If you addicted to caffeine, you are dependent on that shit. That basically means is without you using that shit, you're gonna either get small, minute side effects, or you're gonna get severe fucking side effects. Now you have to prove that. I'm not saying you can't prove some of it by saying that he's been caught on multiple occasions, because there's other fighters out there that's been caught on multiple occasions as well. But that does not make you dependent, nor an addict, nor for PEDs. It doesn't. Only thing we can really say is that he's been caught on multiple times, and that, like the article said, he's a disgraced boxer.
Right, Mike. Right, okay. Against Juan Duapas, right. Oh, Law Sweet, salute to you. Law Sweet Real, salute to you. I ain't seen you around for a while since Christmas, but salute to you, bro. And salute to BMO. Yeah, Mike, listen, right, bro. I mean, I'm going to bring in other people because I'm taking.
I'll make it easy. 100%. No. I'm make it easy. 100%. Can you say that he's dependent on steroids with real concrete facts of knowing this dude, of like seeing him taking this shit, watching how he reacts, watching what he does and stuff like that, like knowing him, live life with your own two eyes, not from what you see and what you hear from, that he been popped like a couple of times. Can you say it 100% without a shot of a doubt that this dude, with what I just said, is dependent?
Yes.
You're jiving.
No, I'm not, homie.
No, because one of my things is like, you don't know this dude. You don't see him.
But Mike, listen, bro.
Do you know him? Do you see him? Do you see him? Do you see him put the needle or the pill?
Bro. But Mike, you don't have to know somebody to know whether or not they're dependent on PEDs or not. The man's history and his background speaks for itself.
When I said I'm not saying know him. You ain't even seen the dude.
But Mike, you're saying
you ain't seen Tyson Fury, but you assumed but you alluded to the fact that he was snorting coke when he met up with Anthony Joshua at Marbella.
Well,
But you alluded to that because he has a pattern of snorting coke. That's how you deduce that.
No,
because
what you just did right there with that was you knew I was playing around when I said that shit, and I even said something. In the thing to give myself an out because I don't want to say that somebody was snorting coke in the car and then the motherfucker coming to me and tell me to take the video, tell Laws to take the video down.
Yeah, well, just right, okay. Well, I'm going to go around the board with this before we get out of here. But me personally, I've been around to watch Jarrell Miller for the last 5-6 years. Well, I'd say, and or not, the last 4 to 5 years, right? Now, every time I've watched him, he's been a big 300-pound plus guy who has got a fantastic engine, what never seems to break a sweat. Okay, he's not the hardest hitter, but the man throws volumes of punches. Now, to me, he's popped dirty twice in kickboxing. He's now popped twice dirty in boxing. Now, if that, to me, doesn't show me that the guy's a PED cheat and a reliable PED cheat who needs the PEDs to fight, then God only forgive me for I don't know how else to explain it. And that's all I can say on that matter. Over to you, Mike. Then watch.
This is how I would see somebody would explain it, since they haven't seen the dude like actually take the drugs, see how it reacted to him and stuff like that, to actually say like, yeah, man, I've seen this dude on multiple occasions, blah, 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 we'll do a whoop. Yeah, he's an addict. You know what I'm saying? I can see somebody saying like, yeah, I think he is, man. I think like for somebody to do something like that, I think he is. Not to say 100%, no doubt that he's an addict and he's dependent on PEDs, because I have seen addicts. I've seen addicts in AA. I've seen addicts on the street. And I've seen addicts in my workplace, you know what I'm saying? Either they're addicts on muscle relaxers or they're addicts on Adderall. I know that I know when they're going to go pop a pill when they don't need it. I know before every workout who's going out there to go pop an Adderall. I see them. I see them. I know who's addicts and I know who's not, depending on the frequency and stuff like that and why they taking it, i.e. to pay attention. Like, let's say, for instance, somebody that's taking Adderall or upper before they go outside the wire every day as a gunner, right? To make sure gunner, the guy on top of the Humvee, with the big guns, right?
Yeah.
Taking that so they can have all this, you know, the eyes wide open, they can see everything. They're not taking that when they're not doing their duties. But the ones that become the addicts are the ones that start taking it when they're not on their duties, when they're in their hooch, when they're just sitting around talking with everybody. Then you start seeing that over time that they start getting, their body starts getting used to it, and their body starts craving it to where they have to take it. And when they stop taking it, they don't feel like them normal selves anymore. That's why I'm saying is like, I can sit up over here and say, yeah, I think this guy may be dependent on PEDs. Or maybe he feels that, like I said before, I said maybe he feels that without it, he's not whole. I'm not going to say 100%.
Yeah.
I don't know this thing about cheating and stuff. I think
go to Watcher and Uzi. Odd fella. Go on, Pat.
Yeah, I think they should just, you know, like ban anyone that's caught like using the, you know, drugs and stuff like that. Because at the end of the day, the sport's already dangerous as it is. So, you know, would I say that he's addicted to it? I don't know. But what I do know is like, you know, he probably, you know, used it in the pandemics, and he thought like, you know, by the time, you know, he fights, you know, it's going to go out of his system, trying to play the system, and he got caught. It's just all fucked up, to be fair. Like, you know, it's just, they just need to ban it and everyone.
Can I ask you a question? What would you call someone who's addicted to it or someone who relies on it. Does that, me personally, in my mind, that's the same thing to me. They're addicted, whether they rely on it or fight.
We can't prove the addiction yet. We got to see what he looks like in his next fights. How he looks like without knowing that, okay, he's on the clean boxing program. Does he look significantly different? He's not throwing the same volume amount of punches in his next fight. So I understand where Michael Johnson is coming from, that where he's saying that we can't just call him an addict. I think that is a strong word to put place on Big Baby Miller as of yet. But what we can call him is a repeat offender. You know what I mean? He has been offending and been offensive against the rules of boxing, and those rules definitely prohibit the use of performance enhancers. And he's been caught and he's popped dirty multiple times. You know what I mean? So that we can say. But these little pity pat rulings like 6 months banning or whatever, it's not going to work. Even a year, 2-year ban, it's not going to work. What's really going to hurt? What's really going to hurt these fighters is when they start going after their pockets for real. When it can be legislated, oh, you pop dirty and you got to pay $500,000 out of your pocket because it's a civil case because you try to kill somebody using enhancements. I think the repeat offenses will slow down.
Yeah.
Hold up. I don't think they would ever do this. You absolutely right. I think it should be more than 6 months, but I don't think they want to.
I think the police would get involved. If the police are involved, if someone cheats, if a boxer cheats and the police are involved, they get arrested. They will no one would ever cheat. That's the only way. They need to get the law. If the law are involved, that's it.
With what Oddfellow said, and petty pat fucking 6 month bans. That's bullshit.
Because those are civil. That'd be civil. That'd be a civil matter. Unless they could prove that like what he did was like just he really tried to kill that dude. You know what I'm saying? It'd be civil. He go in there and get his money. He ain't gonna do no jail time. But that these 6 months bans, I don't think they'll ever happen because it's like all these boxing commissions and these belts. Everybody want to cut at somebody thing, and then when you get these well-renowned name boxers out there and nobody want to fucking really touch the shit because they know their pockets about to be hurting. Look at the simple fact of Sasquatch, my bad, Tyson Fury out there saying that he's about to bankrupt UCAD, and then UCAD got to submit a statement. They submit a statement later talking about how they can't even really do what they want to do with the dude because they losing money. And then you look at Dillian White. When he popped the first time back in 2013?
Yeah, I was going to say Jupiter B made a great statement in the comment section before. Sorry to cut you off, Mike, but Jupiter B did make a great statement before in the comment section, something about the UK being cheats, and it's right because if you think back to when Jarrell Miller popped dirty for the AJ fight. Fast Eddie come out and did say, oh, he could have killed not only my friend, not only my client, my very good friend, and all throw the book at Jarrell Miller and stuff like that. But then when you look, who's fighting next? A PED cheat versus a PED cheat, affecting Dillian White. And it's pay-per-view as well, so...
And they ain't gonna bring them. I mean, they shouldn't bring it up because then that just messes up the whole dynamics of the fight. But I don't think a lot of these guys really want to hit people hard in their pockets when it comes to the sport of boxing. Now with rugby and stuff like that, people are always gonna be there to watch those fights. And soccer, people are always gonna be there to watch those matches. What y'all call them, matches?
Yeah.
Go
on, watch it.
So I don't. Hold up. I don't think a year or 2 year ban is man. They ain't gonna do that shit. I think, but
Go on, watch it. You have your say, bro. Then I'm gonna get up out of here because it's like 1:30 in the morning over
Yeah,
here.
no problem. Look, Miller's just an idiot. He and all the others, you can't cheat. You know, it taints your legacy. It will stick with you, and it will haunt. Okay, Dillian White is a fucking cheat. Okay, he got into the ring with Diana Ball and unapproved gloves. Okay, he tested positive back in like 2012 and 2013. Okay, that's twice in a row. And as you said, he's fighting Povetkin. Povetkin's dirty. He tested positive against Stavern. He freaking looked like the Incredible Hulk against Mike Perez. He then ducked Wilder by taking PEDs and getting every home advantage in Russia. He tested positive for that. He was juiced to the gills when he fought Duhaupas. He looked like the freaking abomination then. You got Tyson Fury, who had freaking nandrolone in his system, or at least tested for it for the Hammer fight. He tested positive after for it. Then he went on a freaking coke binge and he bloated up. He looked like a freaking titan in the second Wilder fight. And, that's speculating, but he looked like a freaking giant in that ring, not just because he's 6'9", but because just his physique. It looks so strong then, even though he does look like a damn Sasquatch, as Mike said.
I have a question though. With that cocaine, like, shouldn't something happen if you admit to using cocaine while you're under suspension by UCAT?
Yes.
Shouldn't something happen?
Yeah.
Yes.
It should be.
I'm gonna.
Yes, because he actually fuck this MMA champ guy in the chat. I swear. This
No, but do you know what though? Do you know what, Watcher? I'm watching what's going on in the chat. He has made a good statement, as in AJ has never been tested positive for any PEDs. Now, whether he had, do you know what I mean?
No, I'm not talking about that.
That's what I'm talking about.
Okay, yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, I agree with MMA on that.
Yeah.
But Fury admitted guilt because he accepted that the suspension, the 2-year one. Like he actually, like, he didn't appeal against it or anything. Like, he accepted it. And like, who else? Fury's to cheat. He cheated. He cheated in Monaco, I think. Erkan Tepe, that Turkish dude from Germany, and Miller.
Yeah.
And they were Ortiz is a cheat. The difference with Ortiz is, I look at all those guys I've mentioned. He has 2 NCs on his box, on his I say box rec, but on his record, he has 2 no contests. Okay, now he at least went through with that, and like that got changed for Ortiz, and he did test positive before Wilder, but he was going to fight Ustinov, and the reason that fight didn't happen was because Ustinov refused to do VADA testing. So at least with Ortiz, he's sort of shown me that he can at least go through, like, he's still a cheat, but he can at least go through with it better. But all the fucking rest, man, I don't like, man. Like, I'm getting sick of it. It's just, like, even the topic, that tires me out, dude, because it's like,
too many of them watching.
It's just a mess.
That's why I said, the law needs to be involved. Like, it should be illegal. They should be, taken to court if anyone cheats. Because at the end of the day, if they get in the ring and they do stop and they kill someone, they need to be accounted for. So before they do that, the law needs to get involved. That's the only way you can get rid of it. 6 months and 1 year and stuff like that.
The thing is though, Pep, because I'm going to piggyback, because I've been going in on Jarrell Miller, but when we have to go back, when I think back now, what Oddfella said before, you have to think, like you say, people getting killed in the ring and shit. But why is Eddie Hearn made a fight between two PED cheats?
Because according to Eddie Hearn, even though I don't agree, like,
because
he thinks that
he said all PED cheats should be banned from the sport, and I remember him saying that when Miller popped dirty.
Yeah. I think he backtracked from. I think he kind of like moonwalked from that a bit too. because he knew.
That's what I'm saying, Mike. Roll on a year or so forward, and he's making a fight with 2 PED cheats.
Yeah, my bad, Laws. You right.
He's clever. He's clever because you know why? Because he's using that because it's in the moment in time. Because Jarrell Miller obviously he failed recently, and Povetkin it was like a while ago. So and he hasn't failed again. Do you see what I'm getting at? So they all should get banned. To be honest, like all of them. Like the law needs to get involved. Arrest these, drugs cheat. Take them to court. Take them to jail and throw away the key.
Well, I think the law does get involved a bit because in some of these countries, I think even over here, some of these steroids is illegal. I think steroids are illegal. Period. Anyways, but I don't think they're not going to take you to jail for it. They're just going to give you, like they do marijuana and all that other shit.
Like Godfellow said, it's shit.
They give you like a fine. You know what I'm saying? Unless you're a distributor, then you're gonna do some big time.
Yeah. Right, brothers. Sorry to end it there. I'm up out of here.
Thank you for having. Thank you.
2 in the morning, man.
Thanks for having me. Thank you guys. Thanks Ross. Thanks Mike. Thanks Ardfella, Watcher, everyone in the chat. Thank you guys.
The chat.
Cheers.
Everyone in the chat, man. I know it's been a bit hot-headed tonight, but salute to everyone. Oddfella, Mike, everyone. I'm up out of here. Peace.
PEDs right now.
Peace.
PEDs right now.